So this video is about solving quadratic equations by completing the square. As you all know, quadratic equations can be solved by factoring, by using the quadratic formula. Okay, and this one is by completing the square. X squared plus 4x minus 1 equal to 0. Okay, first thing is to get rid of this thing. That's minus 1. So as we know, in solving equation, we add 1 to both the sides since it is minus 1. Both sides, because what you do to one side, you must do the same thing to the other side. So here it goes x squared plus 4x equal to 0 plus 1, which is equal to 1. Now I have left a bit of space over here. That is because I need to add a number right over here. I need to add a number. So what number needs to be added? You look at the coefficient of x, the middle term. In this case, it is 4. So what we do, we take that number, divide by 2, and then square it. And this gives us, 16 over 4, which is equal to 4. So we are going to add 4 to both sides of the equation. So plus 4 right over here. Now, the reason we are adding this 4 is we can immediately get a perfect square. Completing the square, meaning finding out the perfect square and then solving it. So we need to complete this square now. So in that case, what happens? We can straight away think of a perfect square on the left hand side, okay, which is equal to 5. And this is going to be x now plus or minus a number over here. And how do we find what number goes in over here? We take this coefficient of x and divide by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. So 2 goes in this end. This 2 is positive, so it's going to be plus 2. So x plus 2 all squared is equal to 5. Now, our target is to find x. So x plus 2 is all squared. When something is squared, we just, to reverse that, we find the square root. So let's find the square root of x plus 2 all squared. And remember, what you do on one side, you must do the same thing on the other side. So square root of 5. And one very important thing most of the people forget is to write plus or minus, because this is a constant term. So a constant term can be positive or negative when we do the square root. Now, the square root takes away the square and we are left with x plus 2 only, which is equal to positive or negative 5. And x is equal to, we take this, subtract 2 from both sides. So minus 2 plus or minus root 5, which is plus. We go ahead and write one more time with positive and negative, because this is plus or minus. So x is negative 2, we take the positive root 5 first, okay, or x equal to negative 2 negative root 5. And you need to use your calculator and find the answer. 0.2360679. So let's round it to 3 significant figures. 0.236. 0.236. This has been rounded to 3 significant figures. Okay, and then there we go. Minus x equal to negative 4.24. 3 significant figures. Okay, What is the difference that you notice here? The difference that you notice over here is there is a coefficient of the x squared term. Okay, and the rest are the same thing. So the first step is the same first step what we did to get rid of this thing. Okay, we add 5 to both sides. So 2x square minus 6x equal to 5. We change side, we change signs. Okay, negative 5 becomes positive 5 on the other side. And now we need to, because there is a coefficient of 2 in the x squared term, let us divide all the terms by the coefficient of x squared, which is 2. Okay, so now when we divide 2x squared by 2, we are left with x squared minus 6x divided by 2 is minus 3x, leaving some space 5 over 2. Now the rest of the steps are the same as in number 1. Number 1, what did we do? We added something over here. We need to add a number right over here, and then the same number we need to add over here. So what is that number that we add? We take this coefficient of x. In this case, it is negative 3. Then we divide by 2 and then we square it. And then it gives us negative 3 squared is positive 9 over 4. So this time it is a fraction. Okay, we need to add 9 over 4. Okay, so here we add 9 over 4, 9 over 4. All right, so what do we have over here now? We can immediately get a perfect square on the left hand side, x plus or minus something. How do we get that something? From this coefficient of x. So minus 3 divided by 2. And let it be as an improper fraction. Minus 3 over 2 all squared is equal to. Now we need to add up this fraction. When we add the fractions, we just follow, have the common denominator. The LCM of 2 and 4 is 4. So it is going to be 4. And then this one is going to be 19. Okay. So now the next step, as usual, it is to find the square root of both the sides. So the square root of x minus 3 over 2 all squared equal to plus or minus square root of 19 over 4. Then the square root takes away this square, little square over there, and then we have x minus 3 over 2 equal to plus or minus root of 19, and root of 4 is 2. We need to find x. So let's go ahead and add negative 3 over 2 to both sides. So x equal to 3 over 2 plus or minus root 19 divided by 2. Now you can see both of these are fractions, 3 over 2 plus or minus root 19 over 2. We have the same denominator. We can keep the same denominator now. Here we go, x equal to 3 plus root 19 over 2. 3 plus or minus root 19 over 2. And then one of your answer is either x equal to 3 plus root 19 over 2 or x equal to 3 minus root 19. Okay, so now you can use your calculator and find your answer. That gives me to 3 significant figures. It is going to be 3.68. rounded to three significant figures. And for the negative, x equal to minus 0.679. So these are the two answers of x. This is rounded again to three significant figures. Go to the last question. This is different because the coefficient of x square is negative over here. Okay, and you all know there is always one. Okay, if I write x square, it is actually 1x square. If I have minus x square, it is actually minus 1x square. But we don't write that, isn't it? So now let's solve this. So again, the same idea, same logic. First, you take away 7 from both sides because this is plus 7. Okay, so take away 7 to the other side, it becomes negative 7. So minus x square minus 6x equal to minus 7. Now I don't want this negative x squared. So I need to get rid of that. So in order to do that, I need to divide all the terms by negative 1. Okay. So when dividing by negative 1, the sign changes. Okay, or you can follow the same rule that you've learned, like negative divided by negative is positive. So x square plus 6x. Need to add a number there, so I need to leave a space over here. How do we determine what number? Look at this coefficient, which is 6. So 6 divided by 2 all squared. Okay, so 6 squared is 36 over 4, which is equal to 9. We need to add 9 over there, right? So here we are going to add 9, and here we are going to add 9. Remember that. Don't forget to do the same thing on both the sides. So immediately you can get a perfect square on the left hand side, and on the right hand side 7 plus 9 is 16. So how do we get that? Again, take this coefficient of 6 and divide by 2, which is 3. So all we need to do is positive 3, so plus 3. So x plus 3 all squared equal to 16. Now after this, square root of x plus 3 all squared equal to positive or negative square root of 16. So here you have x plus 3 equal to positive or negative root 16, and then take away 3 from both sides, so x equal to minus 3 plus or minus root 16. Now you can split this into 2 because it can be a positive or negative root. So here we go. After that, x equal to negative 3 plus root 16. And we all know that very well. Minus 3 plus root 16 is 4. So x equal to 1. Minus 3 plus 4 is 1. Okay, this is your first value of x. When it is positive root 16. So let's find out when it is negative root 16. Minus 3 minus root 16. And that gives you x equal to minus 3 minus 4. Equal to minus 7. Same signs, add and keep the same sign. So here we go. X equal to 1 and x equal to minus 1. I hope this video will help you in the beginning, as I said, to understand and to be able to solve quadratic equations by completing the square. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like my video. Thank you.